Yo, this is Mark Curry. I want to give a shout out to my boy Mikey T, the movie star. You know, you are what you say you are, a TV star.
Now let's get into your history with the label. It starts with Come With Me. You know what I'm saying? The Come With Me record by July 1998. The Godzilla album soundtrack sold 2.5 million
Mm-hmm.
copies worldwide.
That's the guy. Yeah.
And the soundtrack was a success. It actually peaked at number two on the Billboard Top 200. So, right out the gate, you're involved with a double platinum release. Can you take me into how Come With Me came together?
I sold more songs than the average artist will ever sell his hit. So that means like when you look at like let's look at big songs like Whoop There It Is. You remember that song?
Of course.
Or now you got Whoop There It Is, which is gonna be a good seller, and then you got a song like let's say um let's look at Kanye West. I go for mine. Throw your hands up in the sky, right?
Yep. Good life.
Got sold more units than that. So he had a big song, but Godzilla was huge. That song sold, I think we sold maybe over 2 or 3 million singles. The song outsold the songs on the soundtrack.
The soundtrack peaked at number two on the Billboard 200, and it was released as a single June 9th, 1998. And it reached number one in Iceland, number two in the United Kingdom, number three in New Zealand, and number four in the United States. What do you remember most about this? And what did you write for this song? Were you writing the song for Puff?
Whole song. I wrote the whole song. And the only thing that I really remember is watching him on Saturday Night Live sing my words. And I was like, damn, this nigga's me. Them is my words. I wrote that. And I was just sitting there looking like, wow, them is my words. And he's singing my words, and that was it.
Now, just to note, this movie, Godzilla, released in 1998, made $379 million at the box office. Did you realize that the record you made was going to work in international markets? Like, did you do it for the other markets because you knew it was like the sound they liked overseas? Or do you just think you got lucky hitting number one in all these different countries? And like I said, number four in the United States.
The producer was Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant. And it was off of Cashmere, which was already a huge song. If he could have just got on the song and just breathed on it, and it would have went number one. So it was just the song. It was da 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 da, and it was Led Zeppelin, and it was a dope song. I remember just going to the studio with I think it was Led Zeppelin. I get it twisted between Led Zeppelin and Robert Plant. Which one is Robert Plant is Led Zeppelin?
It was Jimmy Page, Robert
Jimmy.
Plant.
Yeah, because we used to walk from the studio after we leave the studio recording Godzilla Come With Me, and I'd be like, well, I'm ready to go back to my hotel. He'd be like, hold on, we'll walk together. And I would walk down the street with him, and I wouldn't really know who they are. We'd just be walking. We'll stop by the store. Yeah, stop by, get some cookies. And I wouldn't know who they were, but I would walk down the street with them. I didn't, at then, they wasn't something that I was like, wow. They was just like friends, like, man, I'm tired. That was it.
I want to bring up No Way Out, the first Puff Daddy album, was a commercial success, particularly in the United States, where it reached number one on the Billboard 200 and it sold 561,000 copies in the first week. Next, you were on the Forever album. How were you made aware that you were going to be a part of this album?
Because I did gangster shit with Lil Kim and Puff. I wrote that joint. I wrote "Make Money" the motto on there. I wrote a couple of songs on this album then, and that's when I made my feature was on gangster shit. And so I didn't really know, I'm an artist. I knew that if I get on the song, it's gonna make the song hot. He needed to have me on the song if he wanted to have something that sound good, and he kept wanting to buy my songs. So you want to buy this song, keep me on the verse, and that's how it was. I wrote the gangster shit with Lil Kim and Puff and me, and I wrote that whole song except for Lil Kim's verse. I gave her some inspiration on her verse, but um, I wrote the song, and when the song was originally mine, and then he wanted to buy the song, he took the first verse, kept me on the second verse, and then let Lil Kim do the third verse.
Now, the Forever album, it was a success as well, a commercial success by some
That's
standards.
also, yeah. I want to back it up a little bit, and we got to remember the No Way Out album was released after Biggie's death, so those numbers on the No Way Out album, and remember the first song was in the commission, and we asked for permission to hit him. We don't like me talking about my wife who was with him. You heard of us, the murderous, most shady, been on the low lately. The feds hate me, right?
Yep.
Big died. So to hear that verse and to see Puff doing it, you think like it's Biggie. So that album was successful just because Biggie had just died. He could never do those numbers again. That's the reason why when he came out with Forever, it did not do the same numbers.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask you about, man. You know, Forever
Great.
comes out. Forever sells 205,000 copies first week. It's getting mixed reviews by the critics. Why do you think that Diddy started to lose steam and he had a sales dip after No Way Out, is what I wanted to ask you.
Because when you think of the No Way Out, you thought of the Locks, money, power, respect, what you need in life. You thought of Lil Kim, you thought of Junior Mafia, you thought of Faith Evans, you thought of Mace, you thought of Biggie, and Bad Boy was a group. It was a few of them like the Super Friends. But then on the Forever, he forgot about the group and just went into Puff Daddy Forever, and nobody was really checking for him like that. It was like, we looking for the Super Friends, we looking for the Locks, we looking for Faith Evans. It's like, this album is just all about you and it's mediocre. I can't listen to a whole album of you whining.